How you doing? It's gonna be a low energy video, at least this part of it. Really, this video is gonna be a bunch of clips that I shot yesterday at the Bagdad Cafe, which was big meet and greet, YouTube meet and greet for Wonderhussy mainly. I had a bit of a Astro van tribe meet up with the Astro vans. We had quite a few Astro vans show up, and that was cool. I think it was Bill and his daughter Michelle. Brought some really cool Astro vans out, and they are vanners. So you'll see them in here, and there's some van events that they organize down in San Diego, and there's a national van thing that they're part of, and that's very cool. There's a lot of fun reconnecting with people, and man, I got a couple packages before I left. Robin and Patrick, once again, patrons of the channel, sent me more cigars and gas money. Jim, same thing with the gas money. Super nice, because you guys know I don't really ask for anything, so it's cool when it just shows up. It's amazing. And then at the event, people brought me stuff, and this guy Mike, who's a really cool dude, he he bought an Astro van. So I met him when Sarah asked me out to a Zicopoulos event for the fundraiser for the fire department. I don't know if that was a year ago or 2 years ago or what, but he spent most of the day hanging out with me, and he's a real nice guy. And he told me, I bought the Astro van, I got the engine out, and I'm like, what are you doing? Don't buy I keep telling you guys, don't buy Astro vans. You're gonna and I say that just because I don't want you to go cursing me, basically. When you have to go through all the stuff that you have to go through to really dial that thing in and turn it into a, decently capable off-road vehicle. It's never going to be a rock crawler, But he loved it. He brought me a Makita chainsaw with a charger and a couple batteries and other stuff. And people brought me cigars and stickers, and it was amazing, man. You people, I had so many. I didn't have a single bad conversation. It was a lot of talking, It was a real good time. How about we do this thing where, and I have to thank Kevin, who I also met at the same time I met that guy Mike I was mentioning at the Zicopoulos thing. He became my camera guy all day, and he did a pretty good job. I thought that was fun. Just, overall, it was a fan. Of course, you guys know, I drove out there on Friday and camped out. So you saw that video Friday night. And I'll let you know on the van real quick. The bump outs work out fantastic. That little extra amount of space. And I was sleeping in there before. Just it was a little uncomfortable from time to time, because my head would hit the glass, my feet would hit the glass, or both. You couldn't really stretch out exactly. I'd have to go on an angle, and now with the bump outs, it really does make a dramatic difference. And that build that I did, excuse me, on the driver's side, behind the driver's door, I got that kind of closet thing there, and I built the shelf, and man, that all worked out perfect. And I'm able to put the water jug up there, and it's that lifesaver thing. So I got a knob to get water. It really worked out good. Now I'm motivated to do more things to it. But I just want to let you guys know, all that worked out great. Let's watch what I just put together here. I stitched together a bunch of clips and snapshots, some snapshots that some people sent me. And then I'll sum this up at the end. How's that sound? Because I want to talk about some of the things that you're about to see and explain it a little bit. There's one part I'll explain beforehand, and then there's kind of a surprise towards the end that I'm really pleased happened, and we got on film. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. But there's a guy's name's John. He's a Wasteland Firebird on YouTube. Interesting character. He's with a gal who's from Australia. He's been living down there for a while. He loves this country, and he's going to be doing an event next year. Driving in April 2026, Route 66. Just like Aaron's doing right now. Those of you who follow the channel, Aaron's riding his bicycle from Santa Monica to Chicago. So April 2026, I might be able to pull that off, just depending on how life is going at that time. And, you know, the van will be even better dialed by then. So who knows? Maybe we can get a little caravan of people to do something like that. That would be, or at least visit people along the way. That would be pretty cool. So you'll hear about that. He got a little political. It was good. You know, we're on the same page. And you have to keep in mind, yesterday there was a lot of drinking. So I was, you know, I had a beer in my hand, and he's asking me this question, and I'm just kind of, things are racing through my brain, and it's not as great as it could have been, because it was off the cuff, and I didn't know what was going to happen, and I didn't know I'd be thinking about it, or I wasn't thinking about it. I was just bleh, bleh, kind of like I'm doing right here. So you guys should enjoy it, though. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. I'll get back to you after you watch what happened yesterday at the Bagdad Cafe. Two Astro vans right there on the side of the road. What are the odds? Look at those things. Those are parts sitting right there.
Right on the outside of mine.
The Astro vans are showing up here at the Bagdad Cafe. And it's been pretty cool so far. We got this guy Mike who showed up, and hey! Anyhow, I think it's going to be a good day. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys. Hi, guys.
Howdy.
We've got the brackets here. Hope to see you guys here. So just a couple gifts so far from subscribers. Pretty wild.
You're gonna have to hit that on the plate. Really? That's way. Look like.
All right, so this is Bill and his daughter Michelle, and these are their Astro vans. And Bill's going to show me this black lowered 1990 Astro van. So tell me about it.
Yeah, this van was ordered from the factory with no windows, and it was owned by William Elegant, who was a member of San Diego Vans in San Diego, and he put this whole together. He has since passed away, but it's lowered down. I don't know how much. He's cut two coils out of the 2 leaks out of the coils. It's so low to the ground.
That's wild. And he did all the woodworking.
Yeah, he did all the woodworking in here.
So he was so short enough where he fit in there.
He was like I said, he was like 5 foot nothing.
But you can't.
I can't, you know, I can barely, you know, stretch across there because you're kind of limited in what's in here.
And how many miles do you have on this thing?
It's got 200,000 miles on it.
I like these covers that you did on the arms
Yep.
too.
About the only time we took it out was to go to van runs. Other than that, it sat at home.
And how many miles did you say?
200,000. I just had to have the throttle body replaced. I understand that they go out in Astros pretty good. I just had it replaced.
Why don't you step in here and tell me about what's going on here with this stuff?
Yeah. Well, I'm a vanner. I've been a vanner since '75. Go to van runs. This one we put on every year up in 1 mile or 1 hour east of San Diego, up in the mountains, Mount Laguna. It's a beautiful time. Nice little camp out. You just need to pre-reg ahead of time because it's very limited camping up there to know who's coming. The other part is the Nationals. Happens every year. Every year there's a National somewhere in the United States. It's the only grassroots organization since the 70s that doesn't have promoters or anybody else trying to make money. It's about the cheapest camp out you can have for 4 days with free bands every night, games for the kids, and nothing but partying.
Well, that sounds like a good time. Let's take a quick look at Michelle's van here. I could tell she was getting jealous.
Oh yeah, sure. So this is my 2000 GMC Safari. I bought it brand new. My dad and I redid the floor and installed the bench seat. The bench seat has a unique.
Needed a lady's touch.
The bench seat actually came from another safari out of Colorado, and the bench seat's from another van out of Colorado, Cindy Lou Hyde, out of Colorado. She has a beautiful GMC as well, Astro or GMC. I had to get new wheels on it. They were black, and I didn't like the silver and black so much, so I had to lace print it to give it a little transition from blue to black.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So yeah, so I did that myself.
Now, one of the things I do is I'm always telling people to take the cladding off.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
it hides rust and that sort of thing.
True.
But for a street ride, it's fine.
For a street ride,
for
a
being
van,
off road
it's been
for
in the
me,
desert, too.
yes.
It's been a van in the desert, not a van in the winter.
Right. Yeah. And it's a California car, right?
Yes. Yeah, I bought it in San Diego, and then it's been in Vegas the last 19 years.
And this is obviously these plates are covering up where these seatbelts
Correct.
used to.
The little seat that we took out. Yeah.
Look, you got dolphins everywhere, even on the glass. I don't know if this is picking it up very well.
Yeah, I call it ghost tinting because you have to get at the right angle to see it.
Yeah, that's very cool.
But it keeps it from having to have curtains inside when you're camping out in it.
Sure.
Because nobody can see it.
Right.
So
Unless you have a light on.
Correct.
Yeah. You
Yes.
got to do it in the dark.
So I've been vanning since '75 as well, since that's my dad, and so I'm considered a second generation vanner.
I love that you guys are so pro about this.
Absolutely. I was actually co-chair for the 50th Van Nationals in Sterling, Colorado.
That's amazing.
So yeah, so we're kicking it. We're still trying to route it up, get everybody out, vanning. All vans are good vans. I have 3. I have a 74 Ford being redone right now.
You know, it's crazy because what's happened. There he is. Look at that thing. I've not ever been part of a van group. This is the first time I've ever tried to organize an Astro van meetup. And now that I'm speaking to these guys, they're like politicians. Like you hear yourself speak? You hear what you sound like? And the thing is, normally that would be an insult.
Right.
Right? And I don't mean it as an insult. These
We're
are
ambassadors.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's a better way. They are ambassadors for the van life, and it's super cool. And I'm very excited about this because I think this is opening up a whole new potential for even my own future. So this is fun.
And I will tell you, you can't meet better people than vanners. I have friends now across the world from the vanning community. I have friends in Australia, in the UK, in Amsterdam. You know, it's just amazing. Canada. It's amazing how many places you can go and how many people you meet. I travel for work all the time, and I am almost always in the vicinity of somebody I know from vanning.
Oh, that's great. Well,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you. And I'm going to try to keep each one of these little interviews kind of short so this video doesn't get super crazy, but stick around. It's not over yet. Ooh, look, even on the dash.
Easier to take a leak.
Emergency brake. Say hi.
Hi, we're the film crew.
The film
Yes,
crew.
that's- I don't know whose van this is actually.
It might be yours.
No, this looks like it might be a woman. It's too nicely done. Holy Toledo! Look at this thing. Let me have this camera. We're gonna widen that out.
Peeping Tom.
Yes, I am. Look at this. This is a crazy Astro van with a high top on here. I don't know why I handed you the camera because now I took it from you.
Oh, my love.
Well, introduce yourself.
I'm Freddie Pinto.
This guy's awesome. Brought me
Yes.
coffee in the morning. He's got this adorable wife. He's got a great RV.
Oh, you're too kind. That's great. And your van looks fantastic.
He's only 38 years old.
Tell him. Tell him.
Have over on the table would work for him.
Probably, yeah. I'm not sure though, because we've always only done.
That's right. All-wheel drives.
You're a mechanic. I love watching.
What's your name?
Kenny. I'm an American Airlines structure mechanic, but she's getting mobbed. I want to get away. Yeah, let her breathe.
I know.
I just gave her a tote bag.
I have to say hi to her real quick.
You're the most. waiting for the crowd to go away. I'm gonna interrupt.
Hey Mike, how's it going? Pretty good. It's not me, I swear. I'm just collecting some gifts, that's all.
She made it on time.
Yeah, I was here by noon.
Oh, you said 11. You texted me.
Well, I was going to try to be here by 11. I didn't say I would. I can make no guarantees.
You do your thing. I'll catch up to you later.
Thank you for coming, Mike.
Of course. We've got all the Astros set up over there.
Oh, yeah, I want to come check out the Astros.
All right. This is the new rig. Flagstaff 2. It's 3 hours maybe a little more. Well, I got to talk to her about the CV axles because they make the extendable CV axles for this thing. Then I worked at the airport at now it's called the SET, construction mechanic all my life. You're aircraft manufacturer. Okay, so the framing of it. But it's all included.
I just figured you have a nice
Spend money.
You got the Astro 4x4, right? It's right there. Yes, and I was up on the, this mountain over here last night. Looking over, no, the highway. I was on the higher one. Oh, no.
I thought you
You're so beautiful on camera, but you're even more beautiful in person.
Wow, golly, I'll take those kind of compliments all day long.
And tiny.
Oh, well, I'm sure. Thank you, I do my best, okay. Are you filming video? Can you shoot this the long way? Like sideways? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, where am I going? You guys know where I'm supposed to be? Hi.
You drove down here for this?
Yeah. Well, I came to see the
Oh,
Wanderers.
nice. Why am I not surprised? I don't know. This is
the official Brothel section.
and even though it's not really him, we are calling him Tommy Lee Jones so that Tommy Lee Jones gets all of the credit for all the crude jokes for the rest of the day.
Okay.
And that's what I love. So keep them coming. Keep them coming. For the first time.
What you got?
What's worse than ants in your pants?
Worse than ants in your pants?
Uncles.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, Tommy?
So you like to play circus?
Play circus?
Yeah.
What's that?
Where have the woman sit on your face till you guess her weight?
Are you not pro? I have my camera guy's so pro. He's so pro.
He's the best.
I was just asked to autograph this, which is crazy because I'm just some guy who talks to his camera alone in his apartment.
I love your politics, but I hate your politics. So that's the way we are.
You know, I had a
Love it. Let me have my pen.
No, I want to.
No! Thank you for looking.
I got a 75 Firebird in storage.
I have to look at this thing.
Yeah, isn't this thing great?
Jesus Christ. This is what I want.
Nice.
You want to trade this for the Astro van? I got this lifted Astro van.
Cool.
This is the coolest thing ever. Look, you parked in the perfect spot.
Oh, get a little perspective. Low angle perspective.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is 67?
It is. Windwing's the giveaway.
Jesus Christ. What's the chassis?
It's all fabricated.
Look, some of you guys like my Astro van. This is 1,000 times cooler than the Astro van. He's got a complete roll bar system in here. Coolest 2 minutes on YouTube.
I can see the bumpers are painted.
Okay.
Look at this.
Gas tyrant's the way to go.
All right, so
This thing we're doing.
wait. Are we all rolling?
I'm rolling.
All right.
I'm ready.
What is your name?
I am Wasteland Firebird.
Nice. And you have a YouTube channel.
I have a YouTube, Wasteland Firebird on YouTube. Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Yep.
You got to show her too.
This is well. Also, yes. Look at her. She's the Buc-ee's girl. Mad Skelly loves Buc-ee.
Hi.
She's an Australian who loves a Texas gas
Australian
station.
queen. All right.
Yes.
So,
Wasteland Firebird.
yeah, but what's your name?
You can also call me
What is
John.
there you go.
You can also call me John.
Okay, just don't call you late for dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So John just gave me this. Explain to the people what you're doing.
Okay, well, it's the 100th anniversary of Route 66. It's the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, and it's the 20th anniversary of Pixar's Cars. And okay, April 30th, that's the date. We're going to meet at the Santa Monica Pier. We're going to drive all of Route 66 from Chicago. You can do it on any schedule you want, but I'm going to drive it over the course of April. End at the Santa Monica Pier, 5 p.m., April 30th, 2026. April 30th, 100 years ago, 1926. That was the day that Avery sent the postcard, and it said, "It shall be called Route 66."
Now, right now, I have a friend on the road riding a bicycle on Route 66 from Santa Monica back home to Chicago.
We heard about this guy. He's crazy.
He's a friend of mine, so he kicked it off at my apartment in LA, and it's awesome.
We
Now,
probably saw him while we were driving.
You may have. Now, my brother works for the Grand Canyon Railroad in Williams, and he has property. You should turn around a little bit so they can see the front of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, first time on camera? So
You're on my camera.
That's okay. So he has about 175 acres on Old Route 66 just west of Seligma as well. So when you do this, maybe we can orchestrate something. It used to be a campground there. So I'll talk to him about it. He'll let people camp on his property. So that might help you out with this event. And maybe this is something I can participate
That's
in.
the thing, is we're just trying to get people together, everybody to do it all at once.
Oh, man. So we're talking 2026.
2026 April. So 1 year from now.
1 year from now.
We're doing this trip as a scouting mission for this trip.
Oh, I was wondering what was going on.
When are you going to stop here? In,
Around the
Bagdad Cafe?
same time next year. Same time next year we'll be back.
Now, do we all get a jacket like this?
You got to
This
make
is-
these yourself.
I have
We
to
do
make this
have
myself.
some at home. We will pack some, and you can all wear one each.
Okay, do you have man sizes? I need It's hard for me to find things that fit. But anyhow, I just wanted to show you guys this. I think it's super cool. If anybody wants to participate in this, you guys can contact them.
This is called
Screenshot this.
This is called the Great Route 66 Centennial Convergence. You can find it on Facebook.
Yeah. So that's it.
Question.
But so I'm trying to ask people
Ask
tough.
me all the tough questions.
That's the thing. I try to ask people tough questions. Some people don't
Let's see how tough this is.
Some people don't want to answer it. Okay.
I'll
Because
answer anything.
it's a little political. So I connect Route 66 and the American dream. I think they've always been intimately connected, and I feel like people are losing sight of the American dream, and that upsets me. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, the American dream is subjective, and a lot of people badmouth it, and because they've been conditioned to, I think, through the school system in a way. So there's a lot of political correctness, a lot of wokeness that's been happening for a long time. I'm a patriotic American because my father was an immigrant. My father came to this. My father was a child soldier during the Greek Civil War at the end of World War II. Left home at 9 years old for 4 years to fight during the Greek Civil War. And there's a whole long story with that. And then his parents put him on a boat to America by himself. And he didn't speak English. Became a naturalized citizen. Owned a business. Loved the country. So I was raised to be a patriotic American. And dude, 1976, I was there. You know, like the greatest year of all time. So to me, I get it. And I understand it, but the American dream is kind of different for everybody. The bottom line, though, is you got to go back to what the original founding fathers wanted. Very important. The word democracy is never mentioned in the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, none of it, because we're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. What the founding fathers wanted was they wanted individual liberty. You're supposed to be allowed to go out and pursue happiness. Happiness is not guaranteed. It takes hard work and effort, you know, love of God, the whole thing, you know. So God, country, corps, something they used to hit us with in the Marine Corps all the time, you know. But that's to me, so it's never over, it's never dead, but there's a lot of people that want to tear that down because they believe in a different system. They believe in the collective. They believe it takes a village and all this other nonsense, in my opinion. So I don't know if I'm answering your question.
That's pretty much what I've been thinking too, is like in 1976, I was a little kid, but I remember how excited everybody was for the bicentennial. And now it seems like nobody's excited for the 250th anniversary of the country.
Yeah.
All my friends are, like you say, they're like communists and Marxists. I am friends with these people, but I think they're wrong.
They are.
I was not very much of a patriot, but the first time I drove Route 66 last year, I decided I freaking love this country. I became a patriot last year.
You have to understand, like the people with the bully pulpit, the people on the media and everything else. First of all, if you're a news person, nothing you say is your opinion. You're told what to say. And those people all went to university. And they all took a bunch of liberal arts classes and because they wanted to be, what's the word? They went to school for communications. I know because I went to college and I was on a liberal arts thing.
I studied film and photography for a while.
And I didn't know that's what was going on, but I was arguing with my professors all the time. Like, I'm sorry, everything you just said is bullshit.
Same here.
Like, what are you saying? But I was a man at the time. I didn't go to college until I was 23 years old. I was already out of the Corps. I've been living alone since I was 14. Always made money. Like, I didn't understand this mindset.
I've been working since I was 16. Yeah, like I know kids today don't even get jobs. They don't get driver's licenses. You know?
This is a thing. And we've infantized our youth as well. Like, they're not... Look, when I got to LA, the thing that really blew my mind, and I'm not talking crap about anybody, but when I was a kid, you know who mowed lawns and raked leaves and shoveled snow? It was the kids in the neighborhood. They would start their own businesses. They learn how to make money that way. Well, in Los Angeles, that doesn't happen. There's this thing like nannies, gardeners, the people from Central and South America. They've created an economy for them to have these jobs, which is interesting. I don't even want to knock that. But then how did the kids learn? So now American kids don't learn these things at a young age. I think that that's kind of a crazy thing that happened. You know, like that's part of the American thing is learning to look. And the whole America kicked off in Boston, in that area, by a bunch of guys that were really criminals, bootleggers, tradesmen. They wanted to keep their own money. The Boston Tea Party. They were doing all kinds of illegal stuff is what they were doing. They were breaking the law. That's what they were called, rebels. A true American is a rebel. A true American is an individual's rebel who wants to say what he wants to say to whoever he wants to say it, and you're allowed to say it. We have the First Amendment, and we have the Second Amendment to back up the First Amendment. So there's all these facts that exist, and there's people out there today that want to make believe that that doesn't exist anymore, and it does exist. And if you take that away, we are no longer America. So we just can't do that.
A big fact is that capitalism works. Like,
yeah, 100%.
I mean, there are lots of things that I don't like about capitalism.
Nothing's perfect.
I don't like having to go to work every day either, and I don't like it when I'm underpaid or whatever. But I mean, I had a job on my 16th birthday, and I had my driver's license on my 16th birthday. And a lot of kids don't even bother doing that stuff. They're just like sitting around the house playing video games, you know. I don't know. I feel like we're not teaching the kids today about the important things about America. And then, as you say, they go to college. I mean, I was taught Marxism in college, and I disagreed with it, but I was never taught capitalism ever in high school or anywhere. I had to read about capitalism on my own. This is the country that's founded on capitalism, and how come I was never taught anything about it?
15 years ago or so, 15, 20 years ago, I knew a lot of women that got divorced, you know, or other reasons, whatever, became single moms, whatever. They went back to school so they can get better jobs, so they can support themselves and their children. I have a handful of them I can think of off the top of my head, who were talking to me at the time about what they were going through in Now, they're women, and you know, they did not want to rock the boat. They say, Mike, the stuff that I'm hearing and I would get mad. It's, well, you got to say something. You got to speak up. They're like, I don't want it to affect my grade. So we have a lot of that going on. And here's the thing: the college, they're pushing college. They've been pushing college for decades because it's 4 more years of indoctrination. That's the reason why they push it. That to me, that's a problem. That's really the reality of what's going on with that. So I don't know. It's a thing. It bothers me.
Everyone feels like they have to go to college to make a good living, and it might have been like that in the past, but nowadays it's the trades that people don't know how to do.
That's right.
Like now we need more people that know how to weld and like build things.
Yeah, and there's jobs you can do that require zero college, like you just said, all the trades. You can go to trade school. You can be a plumber or HVAC guy, or you can do what I do, you know, and you can make great money and never have any student debt and raise a family and buy a house and own a car, put your kids through college, you know. I mean, we have to get things back on track. Right now we're going through this hiccup, you know, but we've got to make America strong again. We got to get trade equal. Really, the goal is zero tariffs. It's everybody zero tariffs, equal trade, free trade. That's really what we're after here. And we got to bring manufacturing back. Like the people running this, there was this corrupt thing that happened over the last 30, 40 years where they invented these bullshit stories with the weather and everything else. Because, you know, hey, 2000, we were told in 10 years there'd be no ice on the polar caps. We'd all be swimming right now. None of this. I can go on for a half hour with examples of things we've been told that were, you remember, in the 70s it was we were going to go into an ice age. Right?
Yeah.
It was going to be no oil by the end of 1980. We'll all be starving to death by the year 2000. None of that happened. Everything they tell us is fear-based. And then they use that fear to create regulations and whatnot to make your life harder, take more money out of your pocket. It's ridiculous. It's just insane. And during that whole process, some companies, in cahoots, I just posted a thing the other day with all the relationships between media and government, who's married to who's sleeping with who's related to who. It's insane. It's insane. And I'm talking so fast, there's so many things going on in my brain, I'm trying to get it all out. But what's interesting to me about it is they worked it, saying that we have to have, you know, clean, you know, water, which is true. We need clean air, clean water, and there was a lot of pollution. They weren't polluting because they knew they were polluting, by the way, right? These were after effects of industry that they weren't aware of. Eventually they got made aware of it. Now we can do it cleaner. But they use these as examples and reasons to take these jobs out of the country. Now, no more coal miners, everybody's losing their job. No more oil production, everybody's losing their job. And then we're relying on these other countries to produce these products where they don't have the same regulations. They could still poison the earth and the atmosphere and everything else. Meanwhile, we become less strong as a country. We lose all these jobs here, and we're paying more money to get stuff from somewhere else. And we're making them wealthy and making them build their... It's just a totally insane situation. So now we're trying to correct it. And it's going to be a bumpy road a little bit, but it's going to be fine, and it's the right thing to do. This is just my opinion.
What I'm trying to do to correct it is to try to bring back the American dream. And driving down Route 66, it's like a way to have fun. It's a way to look at mid-century architecture, cool signs, and cool cars. But it's more than that to me. It's philosophical. It's important. It's important that we realize why people traveled west. They were looking for a better life. And it was going to happen through capitalism. It's like people come from all over the world to visit Route 66. Why? They have mid-century architecture in Spain. They have old small towns in Germany, but they come to the USA, and I like to think, and I hope, it's because everybody believes in the American dream. It's not just America's dream, it's the whole world's dream.
Yeah. We should all be able to do what we want to do within reason. Government shouldn't be getting in your way. Because if you succeed, government does better. It's like tax cuts, people don't realize is when businesses have more money, and when you have to pay less in taxes, you have more money to spend. And we could actually run this whole country on zero income tax, because it's a consumption tax. We're so overtaxed. If we didn't have an income tax right now, it wouldn't hurt anything. The country would still be pulling in all this money from all the stuff that people buy all day long, every single day. So these things, what I like about the current administration, this current president, is that he looks at America as a business, and he's monetized it. He's figured out a way to make money. We were losing $2 billion a day. Now we're taking in $3 billion a day. To me, that kind of makes sense.
A rising tide lifts all
ships.
boats, you know?
100%.
And something else, a lot of my friends, they say, oh, okay, Reagan sucked back in those days. They talked about trickle-down economics. And then you watch how the country has gone since then. The poor have gotten richer and the rich have gotten richer. Now, yes, you have more inequality, but everyone is doing better.
Well,
and it almost sounds like trickle-down economics did work to me.
Of course
like,
it did.
Everyone said it didn't work. I think maybe it did.
Well, the reason why is like every once in a while I'll date somebody a lot younger than me. It's not common. but I
wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, I swear I'm his age.
I was dating this girl at one point, and she was in college. This is not recent. This is 20 years ago. And she said she was going off on Reagan. I said, you don't even know. I lived through it. Instead of listening to your professors, what they're telling you, listen to somebody who lived through it. So we had the pet rock.
I remember that.
Like that, to me, that's the ultimate example. I mean, there was so much money. People were making, like, if you wanted a job, you had a job. If you wanted to work, there was something for you to do. Like, you know, it's crazy. They've got people believing a bunch of nonsense. But part of it is, they want, as a young person, they want you to go from high school to college because your mind is still a sponge. You're not mature. You haven't lived a life. You haven't gone out into the world and worked. You don't understand anything. And you don't have the maturity to stand up and say, hey, what you're saying to me doesn't ring as true. Because again, you want to go along to get along, so you don't want to hurt your grades, and they know that. So they're able to brainwash the youth with a bunch of nonsense. And it takes you a decade or more to pull your head out of your ass. That's what happens. That's where we're at. Right now, actually, this last guy, the president we have right now, he got the youth vote. Because they're rebelling against all the nonsense. Because they've been seeing it for the last 10 years.
They got sick of political correctness. It happened in the 90s. Everyone got sick of political correctness in the 90s, and that's why South Park did so well. And it's still with us today.
Still doing well.
Yeah, and then we have the same kind of thing going on. It's not that political correctness is always bad, but they were taking it way too far, and so there was a backlash.
It's a crazy world. But I think I'm a positive-minded person.
Me too.
And you know what I love about the jacket? I'm looking at the van as you're there, and I was thinking about this van, about what I want to do with color-wise. And you know what, man? You just reminded me of something.
Give us a little spin.
Red, white, and blue, man.
Well, I've always been a patriotic guy too, and I think I'm going to do that with the van.
Red, white,
I
and
think
blue.
I'm going to make it like an Evel Knievel kind of vibe. I think a couple
70s stripes.
red and white, red and blue stripes on this.
Yes.
Maybe some stars or something.
I love it.
Why not? And that'd be fun for this.
I love it.
In 1976, this is crazy. We had a 4th of July parade, Paterson, New Jersey. And they would set up on side streets. They go around the side streets, get on the main drag, and go. And there was a World War II vet there in his car. Perfect stranger. He was like an old man. And I'm talking to him, and my parents, he asked, you want your kid to be in the parade? So my parents let me go in a car with a perfect stranger, old guy, and I'm waving in the parade with American flags and everything. I had a red Schwinn, you know, and I had the banana seat with the American flag banana seat and the ape hanger bars.
I had a yellow one.
Nice.
Yours sounds cooler.
That's why you got the yellow shirt on.
Yeah, yours sounds cooler than mine.
And I had the American flags taped to the handlebars. It was awesome. You know, you're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the land of the free and the brave. Every heartbeat's true for the red, white, and blue, and forever in peace may you wave. What's the rest of it?
I don't know, but I appreciate that you're doing it for my camera instead of yours. I should do something for your camera now. We're cockatoos and we don't care, on the ground or in the air. We will steal your underwear. We're cockatoos and we don't care. We don't need no philosophies. We got beak and feather disease. I can't remember.
About its own cities.
Oh, we're gonna make some holes in trees.
Awesome. But we had to learn all those songs. You know, I mean, it was awesome.
I didn't have to learn that one, but I like it. Sounds a good song.
We out in the parking lot, 4th grade, they had the American, you know, the whole country out there. We had to wear red, white, and blue and sing all these songs. It was awesome, man. The whole country was.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone was excited. Now no one cares. And so
Well,
I'm trying to be one of the people that says, care. Let's be excited about the 250th anniversary of the USA, the 100th anniversary of Route 66, and even the 20th anniversary of Pixar's Cars.
This guy's awesome.
It's everything next year.
That was fun.
Very good talk.
See, I told you.
She told me I should talk to you. She was right, man.
Yes.
You know what's up.
I
you know what's
said
up,
I
man.
think you two are going to connect really well.
Yes.
And I was right.
Well, maybe you can help me find an Australian girlfriend.
Well, that's right. Well, if anything.
All right, me and my cameraman, we're walking over to the zoo. really strong winds, crazy dust blowing around. It's been fun so far. It's been a good event, but we've been over here with the Astro van people. So let's see what's left of it over here. We've still got a couple more hours of this event, and then we're all going to go partying down the street at the barn. Let's get it up to 88 miles an hour. This wind is crazy.
Hi, Mike.
You're requested back here behind me, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you're
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Is Eliza here?
No, Eliza did not come today.
It was a lie. It was all a lie.
No, they say that they keep thinking I'm her sister.
Well, you can be.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
I always have like a picture of what you would look like.
All these people are in line to meet Sarah, and it's a friggin' windstorm, sandstorm. And that's amazing to me. Oh, here's Sarah's new rig. And I'll show you something real quick. So she's got a nice beefed up suspension, but she could have the track motive extendable axles on that rig. Anyhow, this may be the end of this particular video. I don't know. We're all going to be here a couple more hours, and then after that, we're all going to go down the street to this bar and have a little bit of a party. And we're all going to be covered in dust. So as far as the Astro van part of this video, we had 2 Astro vans out here, plus the 3 that are here now. And that was pretty good. I talked to the people that run this place, and I think I'm going to help out with trying to reconstruct this Bagdad cafe. So we're going to be looking for donations and people that can do different tasks, welders, things like that. We got to get the kitchen back up to par so it could be a cafe again. We got to get the water tower back up. They want to reconstruct the office from the movie. Right now the vans are on the what used to be the motel that you saw in the movie. That's not here anymore, obviously. And what they're talking to me about is building a version of the motel, a copy of it, on their actual property. This motel property here is not part of the same property as the Bagdad Cafe. Get you a shot of the sign here. And by the way, this is Daryl and Lori's Jeep here. You met Daryl and Lori when I was at the Saline Hot Springs several years ago with Sarah.
Limoncello.
Limoncello.
Or is it my orange cello? Okay, I don't want to get in trouble. Anyway, limoncello, homemade, Meyer lemons. The Vita Maria way of doing this. Let me fix your goggles. You're a little crooked. Anyway, the Vita Maria way of doing this.
My personality is a little crooked.
Yeah, pound the first one. Go. Alley-oop. Down and... Okay. Now, what do you think? This is lemon. Okay, now I want you to try it and sip on this one. Oh.
A whole one again?
Excuse you. No, just sip on it.
Just sip. Now you taste it.
Would you like one, my friend?
No, thank you.
You don't drink? Okay.
I don't drink either.
But you know, you could put this in your coffee. You could put this... Okay, now, see, you're tasting it. But it's warming the cockles of your heart, that first one.
What was that first word?
Cockles of your heart. Now, I want you to try the orange.
Here.
What?
I don't need to finish it. Let me do
Why
this.
not?
I'll help him out.
Well, because I know I like this one.
Oh, you don't like the lemon?
No, I did like it. But you want me to... Wait. I got to cleanse my palate.
Yes, palate cleanse.
Yeah, it's just like wine.
Swishy, swishy. Swishy, swishy. The palate. Okay, you can make a cake, and you can drizzle it on the cake, like a bundt cake or something. And then you can...
She doesn't even know.
Okay. Oh, you can drizzle it there, too. Yeah, you can drizzle it there, too.
Keep saying drizzle.
And then you can also... you can also kiss back and forth. You know how that goes? You know,
It's been a long time. I don't
Well,
remember.
you should try it. It's kind of fun. Oh, see how beautiful the color is?
Now, I'm just going to sip this one.
Why? Isn't that beautiful? That's orange.
Yeah, that's the shit right there. This orange. She gave me little bottles of this last time I saw her.
One little bottle.
No.
Yeah, it did.
No, I have 2 little ones that I took home, and I polished some off while I was there that I gave you the bottles back.
I think you finished. Oh.
He hasn't tried the fall.
Let's do this one then.
That's enough.
Okay.
No, please stop.
You're not driving back to
Stop.
LA,
Please, I can't handle any more.
No, he's spending the night.
Well, now I'm spending the night.
Okay, there you
The
go.
sun came out.
There you go.
Thank you.
These are from...
Well, this is better. It needed to be shooken up the first time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. All the sediment is on the top.
How does
My bad.
that go?
Like that.
Say drizzle more.
Ooh, can I get one of your Pampers wet wipes so I can wipe my hands? You people, get your mind out of the gutters. We're just wiping the sugar off.
She's surrounded by 3 men, and we're all perverted.
Would you like a wet one? A wet wipe to wipe your...
They're only good if they're wet, baby. Yeah,
It's wet.
Thank you.
But isn't it good, yes?
Here's what's funny. If you had,
It's such a
if
kissing
you had,
alcohol. Just saying, it's really good on the lips. Okay, go ahead.
if you had heard the conversations that have just happened with me, with a bunch of women here, after a conversation that I just had with Kevin, this would be way funnier, right, Kevin?
Oops. Okay, well they didn't.
No, it's good.
They needed to have a shot of my recipe. Remember, this is better ice cold out of the freezer, unless you put it in your coffee, and that's delicious too.
I'm so sorry for it saying that because I never watched you, and I started watching you. I'm like, wow, he's interesting.
Well, you know what's funny is that I've had that happen before.
Yeah.
And not just with that or even Wonderhussy, but a lot of people, like their first impression of me is like I can be a little rough.
Yeah.
And you have this thing.
Really cool. Really cool. I like your woodworking and stuff like that.
But just to be clear, you're not the 180-pound lesbian that was going to come kick my ass.
Not yet.
Because this was, I had this.
180
I started with, no, I know, but you wouldn't have to be.
No.
But I had this woman send me these really nasty emails. It was the same sort of thing, because she read something the wrong way or took me the wrong way.
I made one response, and
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
What was my response?
Something like, I can't even remember. It said you don't know me well enough or something.
Give me a better height.
You know, but you know. I just, when I make a mistake, and when I make a mistake, I'll make it right.
Yeah.
When I'm wrong, I'll say I was wrong.
I tried to do the same thing. I make mistakes all the time.
We do them all the time. Reverse your tracks and say, I didn't know what I was talking about.
Because I was probably bothering you.
Oh, no, it does, because, I don't, I didn't go back on YouTube or your channel and say, I owe you an apology. I knew someday I would see you, in person. I know you like Sarah and you follow the stuff she does. No, we're all do.
Not bad, huh? How about that lady who walked up to me in the parking lot there to apologize to me? This has happened a lot. That and other things have happened. Like, it's just amazing. Because I make these points to you guys in the video. You hear me sometimes commenting, addressing comments in the comments section. And I do it, I'm not aggravated. It is funny when some of you get upset when, what are you talking about it? let those guys have their thing. Don't respond to it. Well, A, it gives me something to talk about. But the reason why I bring it up is because I'm using it as a teaching moment where, you know, letting you know, like, hey, this is what people actually take the time to write these things. And what happens when I'm out and about and talking to people, first of all, nobody gives me any crap to my face. You know, nothing serious like you might see in the comments once in a while, which is not surprising. But what they will do from time to time, and you'll see it, like the one guy who's a really fun dude, man. He's like, I love your politics. I hate your politics. He's just so funny. I don't actually think of myself as political. I'm just once in a while spouting off on what I think about certain things. But as I also often tell you guys, we are all products of our lives, like, you know, our perspectives, like what we live through, what we see, what we research, you know. So this is my perspective. This is who I am. But when I run into these people who, it happened yesterday quite a few times. I wish I would have gotten it all on camera. There's people who don't agree, right? They're on that other side. And so they get upset when they hear somebody speak against their programming. But then when I'm able to talk to them face to face, and they're like, oh, and a lot of times they'll say, you know, I don't agree with you, but I really like you. I like your channel. I like a lot of the content, a lot of different things you're doing. They like my humor, which means, you know, they already got to be on another level to accept my humor because it could be a little off there. But it's awesome. Anyhow, the point is that I get along with everybody, even the people that seemingly wouldn't like me based upon where maybe I stand politically. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Everybody was kind. I got a bunch of hugs. And back to this lady that apologized to me. You hear it in the video. She was really nasty to me. I actually remember her comment. Accused me of riding on Sarah's coattails and everything. And we spoke for we were talking, and then Kevin started filming. I asked her, would you repeat that? And so what you caught was like the tail end of the conversation there, because it was a little longer than that. And she was telling me how she basically made that comment, but then she kept watching. And now she says she watches all my videos. You are such a nice lady. I'm sorry I forgot your first name. I apologize. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you. And I wanted to address this because it's not about me, but there are times in life, like it's happened to me before, where people have come to me and apologized to me for the way they treated me in the past, even going all the way back to when I was a kid. And what you realize, and one guy in particular I could think of was in the program, you know, AA, and that's part of their thing. You know, they lived a shitty life because they were shitty people, because they had substance abuse issues. And so when they clean up, part of it is to go back and rectify those relationships with people and admit that they were wrong and all that. And it's one of the steps in the program, right? And it's a very smart and important thing for you. If you're not in a program, it doesn't matter. A lot of people do that naturally just because the weight of it. They just feel guilty about it. And what she said was really cool. She said, you know, I could have went back and commented some more, but I knew I would run into you, and I wanted to tell you in person. And that's I really like her. I'll see her again somewhere. We'll talk about life, and that'll be a lot of fun, I think. Maybe she'll be cool enough to do an interview. But I felt good for her. And it's not just about her, like I was saying. It's just there's people out there in your life that you've done wrong to. You said the wrong thing, and you're carrying this weight with it. And it's messing with your sleep. It's messing with your soul. You know, your ability to be kind to others and love and accept all that stuff. So just as a little message, if you have that going on, rectify it. Seek out that person and put it out there. And even if that person doesn't get back to you, at least you put it out there. If you can talk to them in person, it's better. And I know it's not always easy to do that. I'm just suggesting give it a shot. Life is short, you know. Try to check out without any regrets. Speaking on messages and lessons and life lessons, let's talk about camping next to other people. Because Brett Tom, I'm not mad at you guys, but we were up till like 1 o'clock in the morning or more last night, having a good time by the vans. And I couldn't fall asleep right away. And we had this dog going through all night barking. And like before the sun even came up this morning, these guys are up on the side of my van just talking like it's a normal day and then changing a tire. And I'm like, what the hell? Come on, guys. Come on. So there's a, I can't think of the word because I'm half asleep. I didn't get any sleep. I left there about 6:30 in the morning just to get the hell out of there and, you know, hit the road and get here. And I got here and I took a shower and I laid down. I didn't get up until about 1:30. So I'm a disaster right now. You guys. It's a common courtesy thing. When you're camping somewhere and you're right next to other people, shh, you know, especially when, you know, we were drinking, man. I mean, seriously, there was a lot of alcohol. And I am not, you know, a couple drinks a month maximum. Sometimes I go months without any alcohol. And yesterday when I'm out and about with people and people are bringing you booze, Nita Marie, holy cow. She brought me 2 more bottles of that liqueur that she makes. She's such a sweetheart. I had to remind a bunch of these women that they're married yesterday. I did spend the whole weekend alone in the Astro van. I didn't get anybody in the bed with me to see if what it feels like now with the bump outs with another person. It was Sarah was awesome. Didn't really talk to her during the day. We hung out and bullshitted a little bit at the barn. I met Renee, the owner. I want to go back there and have an interview with her. She's a sweetheart. That's a really cool spot. You know, if I was closer to that joint, or anytime I go through there now, if it's a time appropriate, I'll pop in. The food was really good. And it's way bigger than it looks like at the front. There's a whole back section with a stage and everything. They had live music going. Some guy's singing. I guess he's a well-known guy, and everybody knew the words of the song. I had never heard the song before, so I didn't know what all the hubbub was about. But it was good. And I have to talk to Sarah about it. We didn't really get into this, but because she gets, if we're out together, even if I'm not there, when she's out someplace, people mob her. It's a meet and greet. Everybody wants to know her. Everybody wants to talk to her. She's very good with her time with that. You know, maybe she's not spending time in her comments because she doesn't have the time, because she's filming stuff and editing stuff and putting videos out and doing her research. That's why she does the meet and greets. She makes up for it there because people will stand in line for hours and hours and hours just to talk to her. And even afterwards, if there's something going on afterwards, she still talks to all these people. So it's not like she and I had a lot of time to hang out, but we did a little. You know, she's awesome. We're pals, you know. We've got this guy Fritz, and I was talking to her about it because Fritz wants us to do like the Baja, either the 500 or the 1000, and he's got all these Baja cars, and he thinks it would be a good video, and it would be if we were driving. Maybe I'm driving and she's the passenger or something, because we had cameras in there. That would be a blast. But separate from that fantasy, because I don't know that that's actually going to ever happen. Sarah and I have to plan some sort of excursion where we do that together, where it's us, because the amount of people that tell her and tell me that they enjoy our interaction on screen because we're funny. You know, she goofs on me and I'm like, okay, you know, it's like Martin and Lewis. You know, it's a Martin Lewis routine. And they're right. So it's just, you know, we don't live next door to one another. She's super busy and I got a life too, but we'll make it happen. I know you guys will really enjoy that. But just figured I'd put that out there for you. Every once in a while there's a little unintentional on my part drama that happens here on the channel because I'm just talking, and a lot of people take it the wrong way. You people got to lighten up a little bit. Some of you, anyhow. Most of you, you get it. And that's it. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Well, what's left of it. Not much left of it. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you're remembering to be good to one another. And I will look a lot less disheveled the next time you see me. I'll catch you in the next one.